guys, welcome back to Science Skills, a Life Skills with Vikyat Kiran. So today we'll be learning about Watson. What you might ask me, what is Watson? Watson, IBM Watson is a supercomputer made by IBM, and it has become a big hit in the market, and we are going to make a chatbot out of it. So if you remember, we had also made a chatbot on Google Dialogflow, but that was a very basic one, if you ask me. So Watson will let you do even more feature. Will give you even more features to the user. Okay, so without further ado, let's start learning about Watson. So the first step is to go to cloud.ibm.com. So if you are a first time user, you have to click on create an account. But since I already have an account, I'm going to continue with it. So just to create an account, you just have to click on that uh, text that I had showed you earlier, and then they'll ask you to give your email ID and so on. Just have to give those credentials, and then they'll make an account for you. And then you can. What happens is you will be able to. They'll send a verification email to you, which you'll have to click, and you'll have to click on verify. Okay, so what I did is here this is our dashboard, IBM Cloud dashboard, and now we have to click on create resource. So here we see a lot of services provided by IBM which we can use. But since we are making a chatbot out of Watson, so we are going to take Watson Assistant. Okay. So now let's take this. So now they'll ask you a region. So by region, I don't mean from where you are. So because this is cloud has many we can see centers around the world. So there is Sydney, Frankfurt, Tokyo, and so on. So let's take the closest to our region, that is Tokyo, because Tokyo is nearest to us to India. And then take light, select a pricing plan. In select a pricing plan, take light because that is free. And unless you are involved in some professional work, like if you are working in a job or something, then you can opt for these plans, premium, plus trial, and so on. And you can just give us a random service name. So I'm just going to say Vikyat. And do not just don't touch the selected resource group and tags. Okay, and here they show the summary like it's Watson Assistant, it's planned light, region Tokyo, service name Vikyat, and so on. Now let's click on create. So for first time users, it might take a lot of time for pages to load. Okay, so now we are in the Watson Assistant. Now click on launch Watson Assistant. So it's loading. Okay, so now by default, here there are two tabs. One is assistance and one is skills. Just a second, it's taking a lot of time. Okay, so here we have two tabs, right? So one is assistance and one is skills. So in assistance, Watson has created one default assistant for you, which is named as my first assistant. You can either leave it like that name or go to set by to click on these three dots and click on settings, and then you can rename this. So let's say chatbot. You can give a different name if you want to, and you can just give a description if you want. So I'm going to give built to um, give an intro to. Okay, so we have a description. Now we can click on this X icon to escape it. Now that we have our assistant here, we're going to go to skills, and here also they have created one default skill for you. So that is also renamed as my first skill. Again, if you want to rename it, you can. So I'm going to rename it to chatting skill. Rename. You can give a description here also if you want to. And here you can see linked assistance one chatbot. That is because a skill contains a response, one an entities and intents. Intents are something that we had covered in when we were learning about dialog flow. So there will be many similarities between dialog flow and Watson. So if you don't understand something in Watson, you can check out my video on uh, dialog flow, on how to make a dialog flow chatbot. So here we can see linked assistant. So we can create many skills, and we can link them to different chatbots. So now in the chatting skill, it takes you to an intent. So what's an intent? So an intent is a collection of user statements that have the same meaning. So intents, like how we had done in dialog flow, we'll be playing a guessing game, as I call it. So now here in just a second. So we have entities here, we have dialogue here. So these three are a few things that we'll be using throughout this series of Watson Assistant. So now in intents, we are going to click on create intent, and let's type an intent name. So you might be seeing this hashtag here. So hashtag is a default. It's a default for all types of intents. So any intent name will start with a hash. So now let's give a intent name. Uh, let's say greetings. Now when I click on enter, it gave me this. So what's a user example? A user example is what we have to guess, like what the user might say. So some users might say hello, some users might say hi, some users might say greetings, and so on. So let's give some. There's one pro tip here: add at least 5 unique examples to help Watson understand. So because now let's add one bonjour, because there might be there can be any user who's coming in this. We can edit here. If you want, instead of greetings, you want greeting, we can do that. But I'm going to leave it as greetings. So we can say, hey there, howdy, and so on. But the specialty of Watson is that if in case we enter hey there, and if the user gives a spelling mistake, like let's say this user doesn't enter this exclamation mark, or the user makes everything caps, Watson will still recognize it as a hey there. So that is in technical terms, it's known as fuzzy matching. That is, it'll recognize something without it being completely accurate. So we have all that we need to. You can add more if you want to, but for now we are done. So now we're going to exit it by using this arrow icon. Okay. So now we can create more and more intents. So let's create one more intent, like thank you. Okay, so you can't enter space here as it's written. It can only contain alphabetical characters and numeric characters. So let's add an underscore, and let's keep on creating intents. And I just wanted to tell you one thing. So let's say you have accidentally added one something which you didn't want. So in thank you, have accidentally entered by and by. So instead of that, So just to delete that, what you have to do is you have to click on this checkbox here, and then at the top click on delete. Okay, so now we can add thanks. Some people will say thanks a lot. Some people will say thanks a ton. Okay, so I've added many user examples. So I feel that's it. So we have created these many intents. So you might be noticing this try it button. So what does this do? If you click on it, it'll give you one outlook of how it will look like for the user. So it's right now showing Watson is training. So it will take some time for Watson to train itself, because there are so many users accessing Watson at the same time. So obviously, it'll take some time to train. So let us wait for that. Okay. So once that purple message has disappeared, it means that Watson has trained itself. So if I say hi, obviously it's giving I did understand. You can try rephrasing. Why? Because we have not yet given any response for it, which we'll be seeing in dialogue. So, but one specialty is, see, as you can see, if I've given hi, it's saying hashtag greetings. And if you remember, hashtag greetings is the intent that we had made at the first. So if I enter anything, hello, hey there. So you can just ignore this for now, because we have not yet given any response. But what you must see is that this if this intent name is there. If that intent name is there, that means it has sensed it. Now, if I give, so if I give that, it says irrelevant. So that's because you have not yet given that in the thank you intent nor in the greetings intent. Now, if I say thanks, it says it's in thank you. So now, if I give this thanks also, then also it says that it's from thank you. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.